You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Thursday, August 20th. I'm Johnny Kahner. Thank you for watching and listening to Four Things to Know today. And you might notice a different background today if you're watching us. I'm actually downstairs in the newsroom recording. Our podcast studio is busy, so welcome to the newsroom, everybody. Let's get to our top story. Data center debates continue around the country, and that includes in Minneapolis' North Loop neighborhood. WCCO's Barrett Leone takes a closer look at the plans for the old Star Tribune printing plant.
This proposed center, it's raising a lot of concerns from North Loop neighbors, many feeling like they don't have enough information about the project. Residents had the chance to question developers in a packed community meeting last night. A lot of questions and concerns stemmed around power, water, and noise impacts. A developer based in Arlington, Virginia, called Legacy Investing, is under contract to buy the 13-acre printing plant and the parcels next to it. Developers say this would be a relatively small data center with water use comparable to a few homes. So small, in fact, it gets around the city's recently passed data center moratorium because the proposed data center is smaller than 350,000 square feet. Beyond the impacts of a data center, residents want to know what happens to the neighboring land.
A lot of the issues with this is that we don't know what's going on.
My concern is the water too. Like, we're very close to the Mississippi. It's a big water source. Like, are there environmental issues?
If you don't know who the user is going to be, you need to wrap this up and move around.
In the end, the North Loop Neighborhood Association did not take action on the conditional use permit last night, citing lack of information from the developer. But a sale is expected to close later this year. That's, of course, pending city approval.
City leaders like Adam Duenink with the Minneapolis Downtown Council say they are looking at data centers as a way to recover the city's tax base. And when we actually spoke with him last month, he told us about the potential economic benefits.
Think about the Sleep Number building. Just a few years ago, it sold for about $20 million, and now it's valued at over $235, an 8 times increase, 8 times the value. If we were able to do that to a couple buildings, and it's not going to happen for every single project, but that sort of valuation could lead to hundreds of millions of dollars in additional valuation and tens of millions of dollars of property tax.
Your second thing to know, Mike Lindell refused to concede the GOP nomination for governor, and now he says he's going to pay for a statewide recount. Lindell is well known for questioning the 2020 presidential results and accuracy of voting machines. And despite President Trump's endorsement, the MyPillow CEO lost the Republican primary to House Speaker Lisa Dameth by 45,000 votes. That's actually more than a 10-point victory. Lindell's loss is beyond the margin where the state would pay for a recount. So take a listen. Here's how it works. If a candidate loses a race by less than 0.25%, that candidate can request a taxpayer-paid recount. So we actually did the math here, and Lindell would have had to have lost by less than 1,000 votes to qualify for a taxpayer-paid recount. But again, he lost by 45,000 votes. This was Lindell on election night.
These numbers do not add up, so we're just going to look into it. We've had people looking in all night long.
Now, WCCO obtained a copy of the letter from the lawyer for the Secretary of State, which was sent to Lindell this week. It says Lindell has to pay for the recount in advance and needs to put up a bond or a cashier's check for, listen to how much, $825,021 by next Monday if this recount is actually going to happen. And our Esme Murphy actually talked with Lindell yesterday on the matter.
Mike, do you have the $800,000 in cash that's needed by Monday to pay for this?
I don't think that's any of your business. I wouldn't do it if I didn't have the money.
Lisa Dameth issued a statement saying the election results speak for themselves and she is laser focused on running against Senator Amy Klobuchar. The Secretary of State is not commenting on this situation because they are the office overseeing it. If there is a recount, it will be public and people can watch it happen. Number 3, a deputy was in danger after he found himself staring down the barrel of a gun, but luckily he escaped a close call after a person fired from just feet away. But they were able to track that guy down. The gunman and an accomplice are behind bars after deputies and officers from several different departments chased them down across county lines. The deputies saw what they thought was a road rage happening in Maplewood, but moments later, listen to what happened.
20, I just got shot at, cell phone, right, went up on Carpenter. Pixel copy, light skin, black home, kind of losing them. I'll take assistance from everyone.
And if you're watching us right now, you can actually see a picture of the gunman shooting at the officer and another picture of the windshield where the bullet struck. And after opening fire, witnesses saw the suspect ditch his car and jump in someone else's. A Roseville officer then spotted the getaway car and gave chase. Troopers and deputies joined in that chase until they caught and cuffed them on I-94 in North Minneapolis. A deputy and their canine were able to track down the gun that also shot the squad car. Now, this is the second officer to come under fire in less than a week. Prosecutors charged a man they say shot at Eagan officers on Saturday. Again, thankfully, no one was hurt in either of those cases. Now to your fourth thing to know, we have new details on the effort to keep two violent gangs away from the Great Minnesota Get-Together. Earlier this month, Minnesota's Attorney General and the Ramsey County Attorney filed a lawsuit to keep named members of two gangs out of the state fairgrounds. The lawsuit claims one of the gangs took to social media recently to promote what they call, quote, the biggest battle of the summer at the fair. And now we've actually learned that 6 members, 3 from each gang, have agreed to steer clear of the fairgrounds. Those are your 4 things to know today.
And now, here's more to know.
Happening today, one of the men involved in the Boom Island Park fatal shooting from June of last year is set to be sentenced. 24-year-old Marquez Demar Hill Turnipseed pleaded guilty to murder for his role in the mass shooting that killed 1 and wounded 5. He is one of 2 men charged with murder. Sentencing is set for early this afternoon. We'll have more updates throughout the day on WCCO. A federal judge says he needs more time to decide about what to do about Minnesota's new law banning technology allowing people to make nude photos using artificial intelligence. But Elon Musk's company is trying to block the law, saying it's too broad and infringes on First Amendment rights. A couple images are included in the company's complaint for an injunction. They say one of those images shows President Trump shirtless, and that would be flagged under Minnesota's new law because the president's chest is exposed. XAI lawyers also included an image of Chris Christie and J.B. Pritzker wrestling. They say it would be flagged under the new law, and they feel both these examples would be a violation of free speech. But Senator Aaron Maquaid, who drafted the law, says these examples pale in comparison to what's really happening with AI tools.
It was astounding to listen to XAI say, oh, we too are against child sexual abuse material. We too are against image-based sexual violence. And yet they provide the tool to people to do it. They are not some third-party bystander. They're not a platform in which people are uploading it. They are giving people the tool to do it. And so they like to pretend like they're just as upset, they're just as shocked, they're just as horrified about this content appearing on their platform. And yet they are the ones who are giving people the tool to do it.
The judge in this case says it will take some time to make a decision and chose not to rule on the case yesterday. Dozens of animals are beginning new lives after being rescued from a Twin Cities home. 29 cats were seized from a home in Brooklyn Park last month. Police say the 68-year-old woman living there also had a dog. Investigators got a search warrant after years of complaints at that home. Some actually dated back to as far as 2001. Police say the home is now condemned for being unsafe. The woman living there was taken to the hospital. She has not been arrested, though. And as for the pets, many have already been adopted, which is good news. And there are still a few available at the Animal Humane Society. Target hit the earnings mark again. The Minneapolis-based retailer posted its second straight quarter of sales growth. Comparable sales were up 3.8% in the second quarter, and Target says its effort to tidy up stores and lower prices is working to bring in more customers. The company also benefited from a tariff refund of $994 million from the Trump administration.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
Well, in our Bright Spot today, good news for coffee drinkers, early risers. It's another sign that summer is coming to an end, though. Listen to this. Caribou today started selling their fall drinks featuring pumpkin and Honeycrisp apple flavors. Included in the lineup, there's 4 of them. A Honeycrisp apple energy drink, Honeycrisp apple caramel espresso shaker. Yum, I would try that one. Pumpkin cold foam, and of course, Honeycrisp apple cold foam. Get me the pumpkin. I haven't had one yet. We actually had some of our WCCO coworkers this morning. One of our producers this morning, Victoria, she was so excited. She says she was the first one at the Caribou on Nicollet Mall to order a pumpkin. I'm not sure I'd buy it. It literally was like at 6:15 a.m. though, so it might have been. But yeah, get out to Caribou if you're in the fall mood. Well, I'm Johnny Kahner, and this has been 4 Things to Know. Thanks for joining us from the newsroom today. We'll be back tomorrow with more of your top headlines. Have a great night, everybody.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.